Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Wajaha and today we're doing a fun video. In this video we're going to do a DeFi tier list and let's just get straight to it. So what do I want to do? Well, we're going to rank all of these different DeFi protocols. We've got a bunch of them on the right hand side. We're going to rank them in different categories here, from the A tier of DeFi to farm and dump at the bottom. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. Now, these DeFi protocols are mainly Ethereum-based protocols, but we do have a few other ones. They are pretty much the largest protocols around the DeFi space at the moment. Of course, there's hundreds of them now, but these are some of the big names that I'm sure many of you are aware of. So where should we start with? Let's just start with this Angle Protocol. Angle Protocol, they offer a Euro-based stablecoin, a very interesting product. They offer perpetuals, but they are basically targeting becoming the largest Euro stablecoin. Essentially, they find that having everything, especially in DeFi, dollar base with Tether, USDC, DAI, etc. There comes some sort of currency risks there, and so they kind of focus on the Euro, and they are the largest, pretty much the largest Euro stablecoin provider. And they earn quite a significant revenue from some of the products that they offer. I would say that they're pretty good protocol. I wouldn't say they're very solid just yet. They've still got a lot of things to prove to themselves at the time being. But let's see. Time will tell, of course. I think overall a very okay. Put them in the okay category. But I do like Angle. I'm familiar with their protocol and I do like it. Let's go with the next. We'll go with Frax. Frax is definitely the top tier of DeFi. Frax is probably one of my favorite protocols at the moment. They have some really interesting products. The Frax stablecoin has grown substantially on Curve. We've seen the effect that they have on emissions by the ownership of Convex, and they're really building a lot of products with Fraxlend, FraxSwap, Frax Ferry. We've got FPI, the Frax Price Index. Honestly, Frax is fantastic. I think they are one that I've got my bets on for the next bull run for sure. And they continuously ship. So definitely tier A, the top tier of DeFi. Let's go with PancakeSwap. It's a difficult one. I'm going to put it in just generally wouldn't recommend. Although I do appreciate that PancakeSwap is pretty much one of the largest decentralized exchanges, and they are absolutely smashing it as well, to be fair. Personally, for me, I'm not really a fan of the Binance network, although I do appreciate the power that they do have, and I do think that PancakeSwap, the protocol as a whole, offers a lot of interesting things with their lotteries and some of their DeFi pools and things like that. But overall, I'm not really the biggest fan of it. I think a lot of these other kind of DeFi protocols offer more interesting products from a financial perspective. And I think the Cake token, doesn't really have that sort of revenue generation that I would like to see, as you see with other protocols as well. Don't get me wrong, I think I do really like PancakeSwap, and I do think that it does have the potential to definitely go up in this ranking. It probably will. They're a solid team, and they've been around for a long time as well. So whilst I personally wouldn't be farming and dumping it, it probably wouldn't be in my recommendation. But I do appreciate the quality that PancakeSwap and their team offers. Next, we'll go with let's go with Curve. I think you guys can all guess where this is going. This is tier A, the top tier of DeFi. It's pretty evident why this is the case. They're one of the largest by total value locked. They also are pretty much the base infrastructure for a lot of DeFi. If you have stable coins, where are you going to go to trade them? Of course, you're going to Curve Finance. And Curve is basically the infrastructure for a lot of these other protocols to build upon. So yeah, I think Curve, definitely the top tier of DeFi. They are the ones who created the VE token model as well. They're innovative. They have everything at the moment, and they're continuously creating new things as well. Very soon we've got the Curve USD token coming out as well, the stablecoin. So let's see how that plays out. But I think it's fairly easy to put Curve in the top tier of DeFi. Next we've got Maker. I think Maker has done very well. For those of you who don't know, Maker is a protocol where DAI, the stablecoin, comes from. I'm going to put them in the very solid category. Personally, I don't find DAI to be that exciting, especially if I compare it to Frax, which is probably more exciting in my opinion. Whereas, you know, even despite the fact that DAI has much higher market cap than that of Frax. But yeah, Maker, you know, they've been around since the very start of DeFi. They've worked very hard. They've created something that works, is profitable. So yeah, you got to put them in the very solid category. Next we'll take, what should we take? We'll take Sushi. Sushi, this is an interesting one. Personally, I have used Sushi Swap a lot of times. I use it quite regularly. You often get, especially because the fact that Sushi offers you the ability to just kind of trade on so many different networks. I think that's pretty good. Sushi has a pretty large TVL as well, but personally, I'm not a fan of the platform. I think the team itself behind Sushi have had a lot of issues. Whilst the protocol has worked generally quite well, I think the token emissions slash the token revenue is not the strongest. Sadly, I'm going to have to put it in the farm and dump category. I think Sushi is it's not very good. It's not very good at the moment. Their growth has stagnated. You can see how much the TVL has kind of gone down as well. I'm not a fan of the token model. The tokenomics are poor in my opinion. So yeah, we got to put it in farm and dump. And you know, if you find any good farms, if I'm entering them on Sushi, I'm dumping my Sushi. Next we'll go with Uniswap. Uniswap and Sushi, quite the opposite, because Uniswap I gotta say is, you know, very solid protocol. It's a tough one. Do I put it in the top tier of DeFi or very solid? I think I'm gonna put it in very solid, and there's only one reason for this. Now we all know Uniswap is fantastic. They're really growing massively, and they've grown significantly since they've also become live on Arbitrum, Optimism, and Polygon as well. The reason why I haven't put it in the top tier of DeFi, the A tier of DeFi, is because the Uni token just hasn't got that revenue switch going on at the moment. The day that comes on, my gosh, I am aping into Uni big time. But until that happens, I think it's pure speculation on the Uni token. Its governance is pretty poor. And yeah, I mean, really, you're just hoping that one day they turn on some sort of revenue capture for the Uni token. Because otherwise, yeah, it's a great protocol, but for the Uni token holders, it's you're just waiting for that moment, aren't you? Next, we'll go with the Yearn Finance. I mean, the protocol was quite good when Andre was really working on it. I think since then, I haven't really heard too much about what's going on. The vaults have been quite poor recently. The peak of Phantom, Yearn was the place to be. I'm going to sadly put it in. Wouldn't recommend. They did, have some interesting ideas regarding their tokenomics, but yeah, I mean, I think Yearn isn't really offering too exciting at the moment, so I'm going to have to put it in wouldn't recommend. They do have some interesting products. They linked well with Carve and things like that, but yeah, for the time being, I need to see some more innovation there. At the moment, it's just not there at the moment. So yeah, it's going to go in wouldn't recommend. SNX, again, something that I'm not the most interested in, but SNX does capture a lot of fees. They do have a lot of users using their protocol. They do have their stablecoin as well. I'm going to put this in okay. I think it's quite a high market cap for kind of what it offers at the moment. But to be fair, they do earn quite a fair amount in revenue. So I'm going to put it in okay. Next, we'll go with AAVE. I think AAVE has to go in the A tier of DeFi. It's been there from the very start, and AAVE is the place to go for borrowing and lending. Yeah, they're also creating their stablecoin product, which should really increase some of the things that you can do. More financial instruments is better for AAVE, of course. They're on a variety of different networks, including Avalanche as well. I think AAVE has proven itself to be one of the leaders in the DeFi space. And yeah, I think you can't go wrong with using AAVE. Next, we'll go with Convex. Convex. has really shown in the how governance can play such an important role in DeFi. They have got the largest amount of Curve holdings. I'm gonna put Convex in very solid. The reason why is because I think well, it's kind of like a leverage bet on Curve. I feel like I need to see Convex kind of expand outside of the Curve ecosystem, and they're doing so right now by kind of covering the Frax ecosystem. But yeah, I think Convex is going to stay over here. I think it's great that users can directly use Convex and get access to kind of all the pools on Curve with the highest APR, and that's because they own so much Curve. So yeah, I guess the best way to explain Convex is a leverage bet on Curve. But yeah, let's see what else they create. I think it's a very solid product, and they really deserve to be where they are at the moment because of the hard work that they've done. Next, we'll go with Lido. Lido are by far, the largest. They're the leaders in staked Ethereum at the moment. They're a very solid protocol, earning lots of revenue. So definitely a very solid protocol. Yeah, they've done what they needed to do. And they're basically leading the Ethereum staking scene at the moment. So unless Frax or one of these other teams kind of catches up, which they might take some market share away, I think Lido, solid protocol, they are the winners at the moment, in my opinion, with Ethereum staking. Next we've got GMX. Oh, GMX is definitely a very solid protocol. It's on its way to becoming the A tier of DeFi. Really incredible amount of value capture. They've got a really growing number of users. Arbitrum is fantastic for it. And it works very well. So GMX, I've talked about GMX many times on the channel. If you're not aware of it, definitely you got to check it out. It's a great protocol, especially if you want to participate in perpetuals or leverage trading. Fantastic protocol and great revenue capture. GMX is probably the second largest protocol in terms of value cap or revenue, after Uniswap. So and the fact is that they have a token that's earning part of this revenue with the GMX and GLP. So yeah, you really can't fade them. They are doing bits. We'll talk about Olympus. At the moment, I am still going to put Olympus in farm and dump. They were really the leaders of the DeFi 2.0 phase that came out in the last bull run. They have actually changed the way that they work, and kind of some of the ways that they're working now is very different to how they were before. The APR for farming is single digit now, and they are really implementing different ways that they can actually use as a reserve currency. I'm very interested to see how does in the long run. I'm interested to see how the team performs and kind of what they do. I listened to a podcast recently, and I was very interested by what the team are doing. Olympus is still around, and it's still got a lot of money, so let's see what they do with it. But for the time being, it's got to just be farmed and dumped at the moment. Next we've got Alchemics. I'm going to put Alchemics in OK. Alchemics is a platform or protocol where you can get self-repaying loans. I think the idea is fantastic. But sadly the yields are not very good at the moment. So I think I'm really looking for something like Alchemics that has some better yields. They do have their stablecoin as well, which is doing relatively good as well. So let's see if they take some tips from Frax on how to grow their stablecoin. But yeah, Alchemics overall an okay protocol, and they've done well to get where they are at the moment. Next we've got Ribbon Finance. Ribbon Finance, again, an okay protocol. They offer some interesting vaults for options, and they've also got a new product as well called Ribbon Lend. I've got a whole video on that, so go check that out if you're interested. Make sure you subscribe to the channel whilst you're at it. So yeah, Ribbon Lend, and a new product. I think as long as Ribbon create more and more of these products, I think they should continue to grow. I think they're a good protocol. Good stuff from the Ribbon team. And yeah, I think if they continue to develop, it should be good. And last but not least, we've got Dopex. Again, I'm going to put them in the OK category. They are quite early stage still, but they offer options. They're basically options on Arbitrum, and they have some different option strategies. They've even got things like Atlantic options, which are pretty unique in crypto. I think, yeah, if you're into options, then Dopex is one of the places to be. So yeah, I got to put it in okay. I think they've still got a lot of things to work on. Not so sure on the tokenomics as well at the moment, but you know, we've got to wait and see. Lots of farming and dumping going on. But yeah, I think overall good solid protocol. So yeah, that's basically my list. I mean, you could argue that some of these protocols, maybe Uniswap, could go into the A tier of DeFi. I mean, it's probably somewhere there really. Maybe they just need to turn on their fee capture, and I'd put it as literally the #1 protocol. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you disagree. Do you agree? You know, you can see the holy trinity that I've got as the top 3 protocols in DeFi as AAVE, Curve, and Frax. But also some of the very solid ones with Maker, Uniswap, Convex, Lido, and GMX. And really, these are the protocols that I love using at the moment. But you know, I do also like some of these ones. You can see which ones I'm not so keen on at the moment. If you agree, let me know in the comment section below. If I've missed some really big DeFi protocols, then drop them down in the comment section too. I'll let you know where I'd put them in my category as well. And yeah, maybe you should try this yourself. It's good fun, and I'll be back with another one. I think next time we'll try stablecoins. So that's all I've got for you today. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back with another video soon.